With WNBA action returning following a month-long Olympic break, ESPN released a list of the league's 25 best players entering the second half of the season. Many of the W's most prominent stars featured highly on the exercise, including A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, and Caitlin Clark. But Chicago Sky guard Chennedy Carter was displeased at having to scroll all the way down to find herself in 24th after a prolific start to the season. Today's video will be about Chennedy Carter going off on ESPN about ranking below Caitlin Clark. Chicago Sky Chennedy Carter called out ESPN on social media after they placed her below Caitlin Clark on their top 25 WNBA players list. Here is what Alexa Filippo wrote in Carter's entry. No one knew what to expect when Carter made a return to the WNBA following a one-year hiatus, but she has been nothing short of sensational in Chicago, carving out a starting role after initially coming off the bench, leading the Sky in scoring. With her lightning-quick first step, no one in the league can stop her from getting downhill to her spots. Chennedy Carter took issue with ESPN's ranking of her, to say the least. On her Instagram story, she wrote, "How I average less minutes and my stats top in the league, but I'm at the bottom? This isn't adding up. The hate be so obvious." Field goal percentage as well. Carter is averaging 17.2 points, a career-high 2.9 rebounds, and 2.7 assists per game over her first 24 contests, averaging 25.1 minutes per game. The 17.2 points per game mark is the second best of her career thus far. She averaged 17.4 points per game in 2020. On top of that, Chennedy Carter is shooting a career-high 51.8% from the field, a considerable improvement from her previous personal best 47.3 in 2020. As for Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever star is on her way to winning 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year honors. The 22-year-old is averaging 17.1 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 8.2 assists per contest over her first 26 games. Plus, she started in all of those games. She's also the betting favorite to win Rookie of the Year after the Fever selected her with the #1 overall pick in the WNBA draft. Clark has also rapidly become not just one of the faces of the WNBA, but women's sports at large. Since Clark's entrance to the league earlier this year, the league is seeing record highs in multiple categories including viewership, attendance, jersey sales, social media engagement, and so on. The Indiana Fever have seen a particularly remarkable spike in engagement, as they've seen a 265% increase in attendance, a 1,193% increase in jersey sales, a 740% increase in beers sold at games, and 225% increase in partnerships. One of the top storylines in the 2024 WNBA season is the rivalry between the Chicago Sky and Clark. Carter's teammate Angel Reese had a well-documented feud with Clark during college. Chennedy Carter infamously delivered a shoulder check to Clark in the Fever Sky game on June 1st, which led to cheers from Reese on the sidelines. The Fever went on to win, and Carter's foul on Clark was issued to a flagrant. Carter was nowhere near ESPN's preseason rankings just 4 months ago, as the Fort Worth native returned to the WNBA with Chicago after being waived for the 2023 season. Formerly a 3-year standout at Texas A&M and once the 6th leading NCAA scorer in 2018-19, Carter defies her 5'9" frame and attacks the rim relentlessly, maintaining stellar efficiency on a high volume during her breakout season with the Sky. The new arrival began the year off the bench, handed fewer than 18 minutes a night in each of her first 5 outings. But consistent double-digit scoring outputs despite her limited playing time quickly earned her an expanded role. Carter earned her first start against Clark in the Indiana Fever on June 12th and is featured in Chicago's first 5 ever since. A first look at Carter's stat line cast ESPN's ranking in a defensible light. She ranks 14th in scoring and 34th in effective field goal percentage, with 2.7 assists a night. But a more thorough examination of her production speaks to Carter's frustrations, with her early substitute role and low minute share weighting down her averages. Carter ranks 3rd among all eligible players in points per 40 minutes and maintains her above-average efficiency despite 28.9% usage rate. Also ranked 3rd in the W. Overall, Carter's 22.5 PER or player efficiency ranking is 7th in the WNBA, also inside the top 15 for offensive win shares and turnover rate. ESPN's snub continues a pattern of perceived disrespect for the sensational 4th-year guard. Also left out of the WNBA's All-Star game before the Olympics in Phoenix. Carter has also previously downplayed more popular perimeter players as well, questioning Clark's versatility during her early season struggles. She said, "Beyond three-point shooting, What does she bring to the table, man? No one knew what to expect when Carter made her return to the WNBA following a one-year hiatus from the league. As a young and up-and-coming star nicknamed Hollywood Carter split with Atlanta after alleged playing time tiffs and locker room disputes. Within 5 weeks of playing with the Los Angeles Sparks, Carter was benched after becoming the youngest player in WNBA history with a 30-point game. She was also playing for Bursa, a Turkish women's professional basketball team, in early 2023 and averaged 23.9 points, 5.5 assists, and 4.7 rebounds, killing it. Next thing you know, she was out of the league as the Sparks waived her that March. That was a time of reflection that didn't last too long. Carter signed a training camp contract and accepted a bench role with the 2024 Chicago Sky. But that didn't last long, as Weatherspoon discovered she is all the dog you can ask for. But Carter hasn't minded putting herself at the center of controversy. She represents the hard-nosed guard play that first-year rookie coach Teresa Weatherspoon promotes while building her team culture. In the post-game news conference after her confrontation with Clark that drove Team CC crazy and made Chennedy another villain in the Angel Reese vein, with fans calling for suspensions and expulsions from the league, Carter refused to answer for the incident but used her social media to repeatedly throw shots at Clark. Carter has consistently liked posts that were negative about Clark and suggested that Clark is a flopper. She also loves to engage with Clark's rabid fan base. Cruel notifications blowing up. I love it. Carter loves the attention. She craves it, and that year away from the game has taught her to embrace whatever may come. Carter definitely shouldn't be 9 spots behind Clark in the rankings, but the popularity of Clark will always boost her game performance in the eyes of fans and media, who were never previously interested in the WNBA before the arrival of this year's rookie class. Also, Clark is known for putting up long-range threes, taking more than 8 per game in the first half of the season. Carter's game is more old school, going hard to the rack, beating opponents off the dribble, being strong on both ends of the court, and executing a smooth mid-range game. Carter's game has been underrated, and her coach has managed her minutes in a way that she can help harness Carter's emotions while maximizing her incredible potential on the floor. The fourth-year player out of Texas A&M, drafted with the number 4 overall pick in the 2020 WNBA draft by the Atlanta Dream, has finally found a home in Chicago. The city, coach, and team embody everything Carter is about. She's blossoming under Weatherspoon and will undoubtedly move up this list as Chicago continues to form a strong roster and rise among teams in the WNBA. Only Wilson, Derica Hamby, and Nika Aguamake are scoring at a more efficient rate among players in the top 12 in points per game. But Carter has also put herself at the center of controversy ever since her infamous hip check on Clark on June 1st that sent the rookie guard falling to the floor. Carter then refused to answer for the incident at the post-game press conference, but used her social media to repeatedly lambast Clark. Carter liked posts that said the Fever had nobody defending Clark on the floor, and suggesting that Clark flopped to the court when Carter pushed her. There were several other posts criticizing those who may have been tuning into the league for the first time this season and weighing in on the incident. Another post took issue with the Clark question. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more amazing WNBA content.